There is a temporary celebration happening right now in the WNBA dump. Now, keyword, temporary. This celebration will be short-lived since WNBA players seem hell-bent on continuing to do what they do best, which is whining and complaining. But right now, WNBA players are in a festive mood. Headline at Sports Media Watch. WNBA Finals opener is most watched since Dump's inaugural season. This is amazing! I told you this league was bigger than Caitlin Clark. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. Credit where credit is due. Since I constantly criticize the WNBA, and with very good reason, this league is filled with some of the most unlikable players in sports. But since I am constantly critical of pretend basketball, it's only right that I give them credit when it's deserved, and it's well deserved here. Game 1 of the chase for the Platinum Pooper Friday night, which the media is referring to as the WNBA Finals. Game 1 drew 1.9 million viewers on ESPN. That is impressive. It's also kind of concerning because the audience either consisted of cops around the country who were tuning in to solve missing persons cases. They were tuning in to match the anonymous faces from Las Vegas with the anonymous faces on the missing persons report. Or the audience consisted of lonely men and the women pretending to be masculine. I mean, seriously. Who in the hell wants to stay home on a Friday night and watch make-believe basketball players compete for a pooper? Like I told you guys the other day, Uncle Casey was willing to give the WNBA another chance. Uncle Casey was willing to watch Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. And again, to their credit, first half of the game was highly competitive between the Phoenix Masculines and the anonymous faces from Las Vegas. The problem is, once we got to halftime, my wife who loves basketball, my wife who prefers the NBA over the NFL, she looked over to me at halftime and said, "Can we watch Blind as Love on Netflix instead? This game is painfully boring." This should be a happy time for the WNBA. It should be a celebration of rainbows and donated dildos in the WNBA dump. Everyone should be happy. Everyone should be in a good mood. For decades, the WNBA has been begging for attention. They have been begging to be noticed. For the first time ever, people are actually watching. And what are WNBA players doing with this newfound success? What are they doing with this notoriety? They seem to be doing everything they can to fuck it up. The question is why? According to Adam Silver, everyone involved in negotiating the new CBA has allowed negotiations to become too personal. They are negotiating with emotion instead of negotiating with logic. And Uncle KC thinks Adam Silver is 100% right. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. A couple of weeks ago, one of my channel members reached out to me and thanked me for linking him up with Sugar Mountain. Woke up one Friday morning with bad back pain, had to drive several hours to a friend's wedding. He applied some CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading. 15 minutes later, back pain gone. My wife also deals with nagging back pain from time to time. Tried over-the-counter stuff, chiropractor. None of that ever seemed to work. Within 5-10 minutes of me applying CBD oil from Sugar Mountain Trading, my wife's pain is gone. I'm telling you, the stuff is damn near magical. My wife keeps a small bottle in her purse at all times. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. More importantly, though, All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Adam Silver was speaking at an event on Monday, and he was asked about the ongoing civil war in the WNBA. Initially, he started his response with the usual corporate jargon, also known as bullshit. The WNBA is fantastic. These elite athletes are great. But then Adam Silver gave us a brief glimpse of what he thinks about the ongoing civil war. According to Adam Silver, negotiations in the WNBA have become too personal. Translation: too emotional, which isn't surprising because women are emotional thinkers. That is misogyny! No, that is biology. That is not an insult, it's just what is. Women often lead with their emotions, which is a great thing in some aspects. The other day, Boy Meets World was recommended to me on Amazon Prime. Now, I have not seen the show since I was a child back in the 90s, and it's amazing how different shows are when you're watching them through the eyes of an adult. But anyway, Sean, Corey, Topanga, they're on a team in a prank war against 3 of their other friends. Sean and Corey, they magnify this risque picture of one of their female friends, and they hang the picture in the student union so everybody on campus can see it. Obviously, the woman is mortified. Topanga is mortified too because she was not included in planning the prank. She said, "You know why husbands are supposed to run things by their wives? So their wives can tell them how stupid it is before they actually do it." That's the difference between men and women. Women have this ability to stop us and make us think before we do something barbaric. There are many ways where emotional thinking is a positive, it's a good thing. But when it comes to business, emotional thinking can be dangerous. It's an easy way to bankruptcy. Let me show you a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. Yesterday, Santu Sabali, she was asked about Adam Silver's comments. Her response proves Adam Silver right because she admits that WNBA players have made this personal. Watch it for yourself.
It is very personal because the WNBA wants to forbid us to make a lot of more money than we're ever going to make here. We make more money in China, Russia, Turkey than here. So it is very personal, and I don't think why it shouldn't become personal.
For starters, if you can make more money playing in China, Turkey, Europe, then why in the hell are you still playing over here? There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of men playing professional basketball in Europe, Israel, China, Russia. You know how often I hear them complain? You know how often I hear them say, "This is unfair. Why do I have to play in Europe? Why can't I play in the NBA?" You know how many times I've heard that complaint? Never. The reason you can't make negotiations personal, the emotion prevents you from thinking logically. When training for high-pressure situations, whether it's in business or law enforcement, maybe even military training, in most cases, you know what step number 1 is? Stay calm. Control your emotions, which is the complete opposite of what Nafisha Collier did last week when she lost control of her emotions and revealed private conversations that she had with Kathy Engelbert. Earlier this week, there must have been a conference for huge embarrassing failures. The reason I say that, Cackling Cam Harris, she was the moderator of the conference. Obviously, she was a failure as pretend vice president, and she was even more of a failure as a presidential candidate. Cam was interviewing Nafisha Collier, who is the co-owner of a secondary basketball league that is failing miserably. Cam asked Nafisha Collier why she unleashed a public tirade against Kathy Engelbert last week. Listen to her response. Watch for yourself.
I saw nothing was changing. Coaches, winning and losing alike, were complaining about the same things over and over again, players over and over again, and we weren't seeing a change that our leadership was trying to make. And I think I just got to the point where I was fed up. Whether I was going to get annihilated for this or people were going to support me, I felt what I was doing was right. I felt like it needed to be said. So no matter the consequences, I felt like it was something that needed to be done.
Instead of sitting with Cam Harris, which is a complete waste of time, Nafisha Collier was supposed to be meeting with Kathy Engelbert this week. Unfortunately, Nafisha Collier canceled the meeting because Kat Engelbert insinuated that she was a liar. Kat Engelbert, she was willing to put personal differences aside to meet with Nafisha Collier. Nafisha Collier was not willing to do the same. Yet for some reason, Kathy Engelbert is being accused of not negotiating in good faith, while the players who have made things personal are being praised by the mainstream media. Someone please make it make sense. The other day, CBS Sports published an article claiming that the NBA does not want the WNBA to exist. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But look at the situation from the NBA's perspective. Look at the WNBA through the perspective of a team owner in the NBA. Every year, WNBA players are whining and complaining. Healthcare, benefits, increased salaries, chartered flights, mythical racism, political activism, misogyny, officiating. They complain about Kathy Engelbert. They complain about their own fan base. They complain about Caitlin Clark fans. They complain about donated dildos. Now, are some of these complaints valid? Sure. But the problem is, WNBA players have complained so much, you start to question their credibility. If you were an NBA owner, if you were funding this toxic dump of a league, would you want to deal with this? Think about it. You got one league generating billions of dollars every year. You got another league that's lost hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're constantly demanding more. Nafisha Collier made a mistake last week. Revealing private conversations that she had with Kathy Engelbert, that was a mistake. That is a breach of trust that cannot be repaired. And even with that being the case, Kathy Engelbert was still willing to meet with her. But Nafisha Collier said no. She's either making decisions emotionally, or this is another calculated move from Nafisha Collier. This is another way for her to prevent a deal getting done in the WNBA while hoping her secondary turd Unrivaled benefits from a lost WNBA season. You tell me which one it is. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.